Hello, here is the news at this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. Oyo announces CBT date venue for environmental health officers, technologists recruitment exam. Federal government declares September 16th as National Identity Day. On the foreign scene, Brazilian ex-president LULA faces new money laundering charge. And in sports, LAMPARD slams Klopp's criticism of Chelsea. Now the news in details. A computer-based test for recruitment of environmental health officers and environmental health technologists approved by Governor Seyi Makinde will hold on Monday 21st and Tuesday 22nd September 2020 at Educational Advancement Center EAC Awolowo Avenue, Bodija, Ibadan. This was announced today in a public service announcement signed by the chairman of the Civil Service Commission in Oyo State, Alhaji K.A. Aderibigbe, explaining that messages has been sent to qualified candidates shortlisted for the test and they're expected to report at the center on the dates and time on the message. The Oyo State government has on Monday announced September 21st, 2020 as the beginning of the 2020 and 2021 academic session for primary and secondary schools in the state. A statement by the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Barrister Olasokomi Olaleye, indicated that the first term of the new academic calendar would run between September 21st and December 18th, 2020, while the second term of the academic session is expected to run from January 11th to April 9th, 2021, and the third term will run between May 3rd and July 30th, 2021. The Commissioner in his statement said the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology enjoined all stakeholders and members of the public to take note of the details of the academic calendar. It will be recalled that the new calendar was approved on July 21st at a meeting of the State Executive Council to guide resumption of schools and other associated educational activities in the state amid the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected educational activities around the world. The Nigeria Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has said necessary machinery has been put in motion to tighten up security and surveillance in the southwest region and Nigeria as a whole. Buratai stated this on Monday during a courtesy visit to the Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, at the government's house, Agodi, Ibadan. According to the Army Chief, new strategies have been adopted to fish out and erase insurgents and bandits who have been terrorizing the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He, however, lauded the Oyo State government for the cordial relationship and support it has given to the Nigerian Army and maintained that the Nigerian Army will remain committed to its constitutional responsibilities. In his response, the Oyo State governor pledged continuous support to the Nigerian Army in its fight against insurgency and banditry.
We as a government in Oyo State, the only thing we can do really is to provide support where possible. It is that we can do to make life a little better, for the families of our servicemen. We will continue to do it.
Trade Union Congress, TUC, is said to have handed down a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to reverse the decision over the electricity and fuel price hike. This comes as the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, meets tomorrow over the same issue. It was gathered that the two bodies might agree on the same date for commencement of the strike. However, rising from its meeting with the federal government, TUC demanded that the government should take immediate steps to overturn the increase in prices as it affects electricity, petrol and all other social services in the country within 7 days, and also charged the government to provide adequate and qualitative healthcare and education for all, as well as protect the poor and the vulnerable across the Federation. Adding that if the government did not adhere to both demands, they shall, together with other civil societies and allies, commence an indefinite industrial action and national protest from Wednesday, September 23, 2020. The federal government has declared September 16th as National Identity Day and has supported the enrollment of Nigerians for digital identity across the country. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Pantami, said this in a statement signed by Mrs. Uwa Suleiman, his spokesperson today in Abuja. He noted that the celebration of National Identity Day will take place virtually, adding that digital IDs play critical roles in the development of digital economies, as they were often called the fabrics of the digital economies. However, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa rightly noted that digital identity and the digital economy were not only linked, but reinforcing, as digital ID was the basis for digital economy platforms. Pantami, however, urged Nigerians to support the development of the digital economy by embracing the use of digital identities as the world and Nigeria mark the International Identity Day and National Identity Day. Moving on to the foreign scene, former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva faces a new charge of money laundering as part of the investigations into the largest corruption scandal in Latin America. According to a Monday statement from prosecutors in the Brazilian state of Curitiba, the former president, known as Lula, is accused of accepting a 4 million reais, as $759,000, worth of bribes disguised as donations. Prosecutors say 4 transfers were made to the Instituto Lula from construction giant Odebrecht between 2013 and 2014. However, Lula's defense rejected the charge as an attempt to criminalize 4 legitimate donations. This is said to be the 4th charge Lula has faced in the so-called Lava Jato corruption investigations. Meanwhile, after a previous conviction, he was jailed but allowed to leave prison early in November. The United States has on Monday eased its warning against travel to China, acknowledging that the nation had made progress against COVID-19 despite frequent United States criticism of its pandemic role. The State Department still urges Americans to reconsider travel to China, but it upgraded its advice from a blanket warning not to go to the country, whilst it cautioned U.S. citizens about the risk of arbitrary arrest in China, including in Hong Kong, as Beijing enforces a tough new security law. The updated travel advice comes a week after China declared victory over the virus, as President Xi Jinping decorated medical professionals in a triumphant ceremony. However, President Donald Trump's administration has frequently lashed out at China and blamed it for COVID-19, news of which was initially suppressed when cases were first reported in the city of Wuhan. Trump, who faces elections in less than 2 months, has faced heavy criticism for his handling of the health crisis in the United States, which has suffered the highest death toll of any country. Moving on to the exciting world of sports, Frank Lampard has branded Jurgen Klopp's criticism of Chelsea's summer spending amusing. Chelsea is set to have spent more than €200 million on new recruits in the summer of Stamford Bridge rebuilding. The club insisted Liverpool were different from clubs owned by countries and oligarchs. Blues manager Lampard believes Klopp was as much defending Liverpool's lack of summer signings as overlooking the Reds' previous recruitment drives that have propelled the Anfield club back to the top. However, Lampard has admitted he expects Chelsea's other rivals to follow Klopp's lead in criticising the West Londoners' free spending summer, but also conceded that it is all part of the Premier League battleground. Rangers International FC has announced the postponement of resumption date for new players ahead of the 2020-2021 league season. The club's CEO, Prince Omi, stated that the postponement became necessary due largely to the current announcement from the NCDC and PTF over the COVID-19 health protocols, noted that they are a law-abiding institution and will in no way flout laws put in place by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and the PTF. With that, we've come to the end of the news, a recap of the headlines. Oyo announces CBT date, venue for environmental health officers, technologists recruitment exam. Federal government declares September 16th as National Identity Day. And on the foreign scene, Brazilian ex-president LULA faces new money laundering charge. And in sports, Lampard slammed Klopp's criticism of Chelsea. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badekale. I am Olaide Amosi. Good day and thank you for watching.